course, Yemurai went to Columbus School, and there were, several other kids who went to that school as well. It's a very mixed school, I must say, as well. Probably, I don't know about the statistics, but it could be 50-50, people of African origin and others, so I've been there a few times. There's another school in Blackheath called Blackheath Blue Cross, and the 3 boys who were involved in attacking Yemo actually went to that school. So what happened is, the boy who actually attacked him was attacked himself, because he attacked him around the 1st of July. This boy was attacked on the 28th of June in Blackheath Royal Standards. And they did show pictures of him having like a little bandage on the cheek. So someone had attacked him, and this person apparently looked like, I'm not too sure if they did conclude that he definitely looked like Yemurai, because there's a photograph that they were showing Sharon asking her, does this person look like Yemurai? Of course, there's only one Yemurai, so Sharon said no, but I think each time she said, oh, from afar, he looked a little bit like Yemurai. And in court, the other really, it's been really, it was a very trying time to have to sit through CCTV showing what happened from, these boys were traveling from, I think, Dartford, on their way to Plumstead. The other boy had come from Peckham as well, to accompany his friend there. And when they got to Bexley Heath, they all got up, and this is what the CCTV was showing up, pointing out the bus, because they'd seen him run and thought he was the boys that attacked their friend. So they then obviously watched him get on another bus, and they got off the bus in Waring and waited for him. There's also images from the Tesco shop in Waring where you could see them standing in the foyer of Tesco. People saw them thinking, oh, these boys are up to no good. That's what some witnesses were saying. And then you actually see them come out of the shop when they realized that he hadn't got off at the station. He got off at the next one. And they just went for him. This boy didn't even know his name. They didn't know him at all. So at first I think it was really hard, because we thought maybe this lovely boy we think we have for a son or for a nephew is not what he seemed to be. And I think I struggled with it. First thinking, is there something I missed as well? That's why I was ready to say, I was struggling with that. But with time you then realize that actually, I don't like the term, wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't really help. He happened to be there and happened to look like this guy, and that's the reason why he lost his life, really. But interestingly, these boys attacked him. They did have a knife. They were shown hiding a knife in shoes and all that, and some people on the bus saw that, so they came to court and they were witnesses and all that as well. But this boy, the reason why he was on the bus going to Plumstead was because police had invited him to go and look at some videos on YouTube where this boy was supposed to be. And also his way was when they saw him, so they attacked him. But he still went ahead to the police station and kept his appointment with the police. They went through some videos. I don't remember if he did identify the person who attacked him or not. Okay, Sharon is saying that he did. The police thought, oh, okay, a minor, because he was 15 at the time, they actually gave this boy a lift, not realizing that he had just killed someone. Gave him a lift back home. And then, of course, the boys fled, London and went to Brighton. I think they went back and forth twice. And the police did manage to catch them soon after. When it came to the court itself, another thing that I'd never been in court before in that way, it was a big challenge to sit amongst relatives of these boys as well. And you go through all sorts of emotions, because you feel like you're angry, you're trying to understand what it means for those parents as well. You feel guilty for trying to understand their position. But just to say that the court space was really really small, so there was also a bit of jostling for space. And I remember the father of the boy, what he did is saying, one time he turned up in his Louis Vuitton bag. He had just come back from, I won't say which country, because that's another thing I've had to do. So, but originally they're from Africa. Anyway, he came with real attitude. Obviously doesn't live with his son. And there were quite a lot of dynamics in there that we had to witness as well. So it was really difficult. But we had to live through that. And I think we did live through that. And one of them, talking about apologies, I think only one in the end approached us and apologized. The rest were obviously looking out for their sons, which again we try and understand what any parent would do. It was really difficult. At the end of it, when the two were found guilty, one of them, to be honest with you, you could tell that he was a very lost child. And also another thing I would like to say for people really is seeing the friends that these guys went to dog had. I kind of thought, I'm not surprised they've done that. Because on the day that most of their friends turned up in court, they were really giving out a lot of attitude, like they're tough, etc., etc. But when their friends were not in the gallery, they would sit there looking like they're going to sink into their seats. And I think with time, they were realizing what they were in for really. And that they were probably, found guilty, put away for a long time. But when it came to the verdict itself, I had to think about like, how are we going to behave? And I was thinking, what do I really want from this court process? I actually thought, you know what? Even if these guys were shot, I mean, the very first day I wouldn't lie, that I was sitting there thinking, I wish I had a gun. I would really shoot those boys. That's how I felt. But with time, you have to deal with those emotions. And I'm saying this because I did say, I remember the funeral that people should not think about taking revenge and all that. It solves nothing. For me, those boys will be in prison for 100 years, 200 years. It will change nothing for me. So, to me, I left those boys to the processes of the country. And I think for me, and I think Sharon has found that, is the way forward really is to think about God. I am in the process of finding my own salvation. I was saying that from people who said that. And I think Sharon is miles ahead of me. So I will get there. But I really think that everything that's happened is much bigger than people that we live with on this earth. And people are talking about not fearing death. Since Yemurai left us, I actually would say that I don't fear death anymore. Another thing which I found really interesting was to see, I was thinking of how we grew up as children. Someone died and you'd be scared and think, wow. And I remember a classmate died actually when I was in primary school. And that stayed with me for years. Even now I still remember how I felt. But I was really surprised, and I was scared of cemeteries and graveyards and all that. One day I was thinking, oh God, I want to go to Yemu's graveyard. And I'm talking to Wayne and Sam with me and like, oh, we need to rush. I don't know what time it closed. And they saying, oh, the cemetery closes at 4. So it didn't really register. I thought, how did they know that? But then I just thought, well, let's just go anyway. We were late that day, so we couldn't go. And then talking to Sharon another day, she said to me, she found out that someone had been going to the cemetery, to the graveyard. And she was wondering because it looked like someone was tending the grave and all that. And one day she was about to leave. Who does she see walking through the gates? It was my kids, 11 and Wayne is 15 now. But at that age, it struck me that I wouldn't have done that at my age. At that age anyway. I wouldn't have done it because, death was something you never wanted to get close to. Whereas now I actually find that, when I've been there, it helps a lot. Sharon says it helps a lot. I even went there one day, not knowing what to say. I was playing music on my iPhone and I told Sharon this, and I just put it on the grave and I was just sitting there listening to the music. I thought, you know what, you will just know that I understand how you feel on board. As ridiculous as it might seem, but it actually helped me a lot, and I think I found that all of us have found different ways of dealing with what happened. think what's happened, why I'm saying for Tabiwa to get up, what happened is a big thing. Not many men, I'll say this, can deal with things like that. And what I've realized is this man has stood by my sister, where a lot of guys, I think, could have just disappeared into the night. I did ask my sister how she was treating me. She did say, she did, admit that she had given me grief. So I